In this video, we will make a responsive navbar using Next, TypeScript and styled components. I assume that you have basic knowledge of React.js. So let's start. First, create a new Next project. Using the command npx create next app, then project name. Select Yes for TypeScript. For this project, I'm selecting No for ESLint. This will take some time. After this is done, go to the folder and open it in any text editor you like. I am using Visual Studio Code here. To run the project, use npm run dev. This will start the project on localhost, in my case it started on port 3000. You can see the URL and port in your terminal. So now I'll open this link localhost 3000 in browser. You should see this default page. Let's remove some of the default code to clean up our project. Open index.tsx in Pages folder, and then remove this code. We'll also remove some of the imports. Like this styles import because we are using styled components for this tutorial. We don't need this image. And also remove these. You should see an empty page on browser now. This CSS file is also not required, so delete it. Open global.css, you can see there is a lot of CSS code here. So to make things simple, we will remove all this as well. And add few styles in here as we proceed. And that's it for the cleaning. Now to change the title of our app, we need to change this. As you can see, it changed here. We'll now create our navbar component. We need to install two packages. First is React Icons. Here we can easily search for any icons we wish to use. Next package is Styled Components. You can read the documentation for both packages for more details, and the exact commands used to install them. I'm installing both packages at the same time using this command. Then install types in dev dependencies. Now let's start writing our components. Create a folder components in the root of project. Inside it, create a folder navbar. I recommend creating a separate folder for each component, because when project grows it is easier to manage. In navbar folder, create a new file, name it index.tsx. I am using an ES7 extension in Visual Studio in order to use snippets. This is one that I am using, you can check this. I would recommend to install it as it will make things a little fast. I have already installed it. So, I'll go to the index.tsx file just created. If I type tsrafce and hit enter, then you can see it created a basic structure for our component. I'll change the name from index to navbar. Now add navbar component to app.tsx file in pages folder, so that it is available in every page that we create, and we won't have to add navbar separately in every page if we add it here. Add parentheses after return statement. Then add a fragment and use the navbar. Make sure to import it. Mine is auto-imported. If we go to the browser, we can see this navbar is imported and used successfully. Now create a file navelements.ts in navbar folder. Here we'll write our styles using styled components. If we open the documentation, in the Getting Started section, there are examples of usage. It is very similar to CSS. We'll import this styled from the package. What we'll do is styled.any HTML elements, h1, section, etc. And inside the backticks, we write our CSS. Import styled, then write the component by. Export const name of the component. I am naming nav, you can name it anything. Equals styled.nav. For HTML element, I'll use nav since it is a navbar. Give it a height of 80 pixels. We'll add to these styles slowly so that it becomes clear that which style has which effect. In navbar index file, remove this div and use the created component instead. As you can see, it is auto-imported. Now in nav elements, we'll create a container div for our logo. We'll style it in a bit, but first let's add it to navbar index file. Inside it, we'll use next image to show our app logo. Import image from next/image. For the source, I've already added the image. Inside public folder, I created an assets folder, and in it an images folder. And placed the logo. Import the logo image from public folder. And then use it as a source. And give an alt as well. Also give width and height to our logo. Here is the logo. We'll fix the styles as we go. To see the area navbar is taking, I'm giving it a temporary background color. I'll remove it later because I want a white navbar. Give logo container some padding left. Now we'll add some links to the right of our nav. Create a styled component for navlink container. It'll be a div element. Before adding its styles, let's create a navlink component. They'll be the Next.js link components, not the standard HTML elements. So instead of putting dot after styled, we'll place parentheses and inside it, we'll use the link component. Make sure to import it from next/link. Before giving them the styles, let's add them to the index file. Below the logo container, add navbar link container. And inside it add nav links. Next links require the href props. Slash means home page. As you can see, home link is added. Now we need to fix these styles. Inside NavElements file, we'll update nav component first. Display, flex. That makes them in a row. Justify content, space between. So that logo container and link container has space in between. Align items, center. Now it's looking so much better. Let's add a few more links. Change the href and also the link title. Give some padding to the links. And also some margin. Now I'll remove the background color for nav. And add some shadows. Box shadow, 0 pixels. 3 pixels. 3 pixels. 0 pixels. And a color of black with alpha 0.25. This is how it looks now. There is some margin on left and the right. To fix this, open global.css. And use star selector to select all elements and give margin 0. The margin is gone now. Also add style for a tag. Text decoration none and color black. Now this looks better. Now I will add some hover effect on links. In navlink style, add this code. On hover, give a color. Now if we hover on the link, it becomes slightly lighter. Let's add routes for the links. It's very easy in Next.js. Go to the Pages folder, create a file with same name you want your route to be. I have created products.tsx. Using the ES7 extension snippet, I'm adding code for the page. Similarly, I'll add page for other link. Page name should be same as this route we have defined here. If I click on a link, you can see that page for that link opens. In the main index file, which is in Pages folder, I am adding some text so that we can see clearly when home page is opened. If we click on the logo, it should also take us to the home page. To do this, we need to wrap our logo image with the nav link. So now, if we go on any other page, then click on logo, it takes us to home page. These links are working perfectly. I want to add one more link in the nav. It'll not be a text, but rather an icon from React Icons. I'm using bsfillPersonFill from React Icons/bs. Add a nav link. Inside it, add the icon. Change the href. It looks a bit small, so let's increase the size. Text and the icon doesn't seem to be aligned, let's fix it. To nav link container, add display, flex. Align items, center. Looking much better now. We'll also add active class so that active links have different color. In navbar index file, we'll use router from Next.js router. And get current route from router.pathname. Inside the nav link, add a condition. If route is equal to the current route, then add active class. Else class name will be empty string, that is, we don't add any class. Write CSS for the class of same name we added in the nav link. In my case, active. Give it an active color. See, the color of home link changed, as it is currently active. If we click on any other link, it will not change color. That is because we have only added class name for the home link. We can do the same for other links. But instead of copy-pasting it, I'll create a new component for navlink. But before that, I'll also add font size for navlink. Inside navbar folder, create a new file called navlink.tsx. TSRAFCE. And hit enter. Instead of defining types here, I want to define them separately, because it is more manageable when project grows. Create a new folder, types. Here create a new file proptypes.ts. I'll create an interface named navlink props. And give it a property route, that is string. We'll enhance these prop types as we move forward. Remove this type declaration. Here, I'll use object destruction to get route from props. And give the navlink props as types. Cut this from here and paste it into the navlink. Also move this import. Copy this. Remove this class name. Paste the navlink just copied here. Import navlink as link from navelements. Change navlink to link. Here we'll pass the route coming from props. And here as well. Remove this text and replace it with children props. Destruct it from the props. And we'll also need to define it in the types. Give it the type of React.React node. Open navbar index file. We are not using this type, so remove it. As we have created a new component in navbar folder, instead of importing navlink from navelements here, we'll import it from our new component. Remove it from here. And import from navlink component. As we are passing route to our custom link component, we'll change this href to route. If we open the browser now, active links will have active color. I'll add a page for profile as well. In the Pages folder, create profile.tsx. These links are working perfectly, with hover and active color. Now let's make our navbar responsive. Currently, if we decrease the size of browser, nothing happens. What we want is that on smaller screens, instead of these links, we show a menu icon. To achieve that, we'll create a custom hook. I'll create a new folder in the root of the project. Add a new file index.ts. Please note here, I have given it .tsx extension by mistake. But later I changed it to .ts. This is because our custom hook will not have any JSX code, so it should be named .ts, not .tsx. Here we'll write code to handle browser window resize. Import useState and useEffect from React. Create a new file in Types folder. This file will have props other than the prop types. For example, type for window size. I'm creating an interface and giving it a width and a height of type number. That means window object can have width and a height of type number. Open the custom hook, create a function. Since it is a hook, we need to start it with the use keyword. Create a state to store window size. Its type will be window size. Make sure to import it as well. Width and height are initialized to 0. Below it, add a use effect. Pass empty array in the dependencies to ensure it is only called on mount. Inside this use effect, create a new function. Here set the window size. Width to window.innerWidth. And height to window.innerHeight. Outside this handle resize function, add an event listener to browser's window object. To detect window resize, pass above function to it. Then call handler function right away, so state gets updated with initial window size. At useEffect cleanup, remove the event listener. Window.remove event listener. Resize. Handle resize. Now return the window size object. And our custom hook is complete. To add a menu icon, we'll create a new styled component. I am using GI hamburger menu from React icons/GI. Just like we did for the Next.js link. We'll use parentheses after styled. And pass our React icon there. Give it style of cursor, pointer. In Navbar index file, create a variable. Const size, of type window size. Equal to. Use window size hook. Make sure to import type and custom hook. Under the navlink container, add a condition. If size.width is greater than 768, then show links. Else show the menu icon. Give it a size of 30. Now if we resize the browser, menu icon will be displayed on medium and smaller screens. Now we need to handle the on-click of the menu icon. Create a new state show menu, it'll be Boolean, initially false. as initially menu will be closed. I'm creating two functions open menu that set state to true. And close menu that sets it to false. On our menu icon. On-click call open menu. Next we need to create a menu overlay, which will open when we click on menu icon. Inside nav elements, create overlay menu, which will be a div. Position, fixed. Top, 0. Left, 0. Width, 100 VW. Height, 100 VH. And give it a background color. In navbar index file, below the navlink container. Add a condition: if show menu is true, then show overlay menu. Else do nothing. In our overlay menu, we'll add some nav links. If we decrease window size, then open the menu. We can see our home link, but we need to style it. I'm creating a container div and wrap our links with it. Display, flex. Flex direction, column. Justify content, center. Align items, center. Height, 100 VH. Now wrap our menu links with this container. The home link is centered and aligned properly now. Let's add some more links here. Change title and route of each link. There seemed to be a lot of margin. So the issue was that here, instead of margin, use margin left. This issue is fixed now. We need to add a close button container, which will be a div. Width, 100%. Display, flex. Justify content, flex end. Padding, 1.5 rem. Position, absolute. Now add styles for close icon. I'm using AI Fill Close Circle from React Icons/AI. Give it a style of cursor, pointer. Above link container, add close button container. Inside it, add close icon. Give it a size of 40. Color, white. And on click, call close menu function that we created above. Here's the close menu button. But it's cutting off. So to fix this, open global.css. And here, add box sizing, border box. Now if we click on the close button, menu will close. As we are using the same component for the links in the navbar and in this overlay menu, we need to make some changes in our navlink component. Because I want to have links different color and font size in overlay menu. And on click of these links, we'll also have to close the menu. To update our navlink, open the component. First make some changes in the types. Add color of type string. This question mark means that color props is optional. Large, which is a boolean. This will determine font size will be large or small. This is also optional. Finally on click, which is also optional. In the navlink component, get color large. On click from props. And pass them here. Other properties are acceptable props for next link. But large is our custom prop, so we need to add this in our navbar elements. To navlink we add prop types. Large, which is boolean and optional. This error is gone. Now we need to set the font size based on the large prop. If large is true, font size is 1.5 rem. Else it is 1 rem. To get props in styled components, we use a $, then curly braces. Inside it we write an arrow function that get props as a parameter. Now if we pass large prop from navlink used inside the overlay menu, we can see font size becomes larger. We'll pass this large props for other menu links as well. Font size for other links has also increased. Now we need to use the color prop. If color is passed in props, then use it. Else give a default color. I'm passing white color to these links. These links now have white color. Our responsive navbar is almost done, but we need to add an onClick method. In these links, onClick, call the close menu function. Now clicking the links closes the menu. Now you can see we are using the same component for both links. Those that are in top nav and those that are in menu. But they have different font size and color. And our navbar is now almost complete. We just need to fix one small issue. If we open the menu and increase the window size, menu remains open. So for this, we need to add a media query in overlay menu. Open the nav elements and add a query. If screen size is greater than 768, then give display of none to the overlay. And this issue is fixed, and with this our responsive navbar using styled components, TypeScript and custom hooks is complete. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. I have shared Git repository link in the description below. If you've liked it, please give it a star on GitHub as well.